Bread for the City is not just an organization, it's a community. When people come here, they know that they could have someone to talk to.
Bread is the basis of what people need to survive, to put in their stomachs, to get by. And just having Bread for the City, we are needed here. This organization is needed here.
I chose to come to Bread for the City because I've always been interested in social justice. I was a child of the 1960s, and so the civil rights movement, in a lot of ways, has been the driving influence in my life.
I was looking for a charity, if you will, within the community in which I grew up in. I grew up here in Anacostia.
Bread for the City, Bread Inc. board came up to me and I jumped on it immediately. I said 100%, absolutely. This is the organization that I want to be affiliated with.
It's a little hard to define it. Once you walk into the doors of Bread, you feel like you're home.
And everyone's like a family here.
I see pretty much the same workers every week, and so now it's like I have a sense of community with them.
Really love bringing smiles to the community members' faces and being able to assist them in whatever means necessary.
Our hearts are in giving to people, giving back to a much-deserved community.
I'm here at Bread for the City because I believe in the mission to help eradicate poverty and eliminate health disparities.
Bread for the City impressed me right off the bat.
I felt comfortable coming in because Bread for the City's, if you will, tagline is not just a tagline. You really are treated with respect and dignity.
I'm always just amazed every time delivering a denture has on a patient. Their smile brightens, their confidence is improved upon.
It's quite a joy for me to be able to assist a parent with a need, a diaper, whether it's formula, and to know that that baby is dry, and to know that that baby is fed and not hungry. That satisfies me.
Every time I'm talking to someone about Bread for the City, they can't believe the breadth of services that Bread is offering.
Bread for the City provides food, clothing, legal advice and representation, medical care, social work, and advocacy for the underserved community in DC.
Does Bread for the City do that? And I said, of course they do, because they do everything.
And that just always makes a person feel good, like knowing someone can listen.
People have more than one need. And so if they went to one program and they needed something else, they have to go across town to find something else. And then they have to go to a third place if they needed a third program. And they have to go to a fourth place if they needed a fourth program. We provided one-stop shopping for anyone who needed any of the things we had.
They may come in one day just thinking that they're going to see the dentist, and they may leave seeing a medical provider, behavioral health specialist, social services. They may even go down and go to the food department or clothing.
It always seems to be a situation where we refuse to say no. And I love being in such a position where I can help an individual opposed to saying I can't help them.
It's not right, it's not fair, it's not justified, it's not dignified to make someone run around town asking for help. Come to one place, we'll help you with dignity and respect.
In DC, it's a city, and like all cities, there are different problems that people are facing. And so with DC, you have a lot of people who are struggling financially. They don't know where their next meal is coming from. They might not even have a place to stay. And so Bread for the City is helping people. There's never a day where I come and there aren't people who come.
All of those statistics to me sort of have the signal of systemic racism, and I think that our future challenges us to go upstream and interrupt those things that perpetuate and create those disparities.
Bread for the City is there. The community knows Bread is there and has their back. And we'd like to think that as we address racism, certainly, income inequality, we might finally make some progress along those lines.
I think that Bread for the City, there's always a place for someone.
Bread for the City is led by an extraordinarily passionate, non-judgmental, forward-thinking CEO in George Jones, and I think the staff that he's surrounded himself with is just perfect for the role that we're serving the community.
The 140-some people who work at Bread are just amazing. I mean, these folks are heroes, and when people talk about frontline workers, we've got people who work on the front line every day, and we've got people who work behind the scenes to make sure that this agency can do its work, can advance the work it seeks to advance around social justice and around ending the disparities.
The people. It's the people. It's the people that work here. It's the people on the outside.
You feel like you're talking to an aunt, a sister, a really good friend.
In Bread for the City, you all always bring the lighthearted energy, the warmth, and the welcomeness.
One thing about Bread for the City, which I think is unique, is that it is incredibly open. Whenever there is an issue, people are open. They say, what is your problem? Let me hear it. And they listen, they really listen.
Everyone seems to have the same mission to go above and beyond for the clients, and I choose to be the same.
My 32, 3, 4 years as a donor and working with and volunteering at and being on the board of Bread for the City has truly transformed my life. I think I'd be a lesser person if I hadn't had the experience of working with the extraordinary people of Bread for the City and working with the extraordinary clients of Bread for the City.
We can't do this work without our donors. I mean, the challenge of advancing anti-racism and social justice is just, it's a team project, it's a team challenge. And the donors that we have, the volunteers who work with us daily, they all are critical, parts of the holistic effort we have to try to fight poverty, both on the ground, meeting people where they are, but also going upstream and trying to interrupt the systems that perpetuate poverty.
Someone who might not know, and I would advise them to come in and see all that Bread for the City does for the community.
Bread for the City is a great community. Come on in.